Now, we as conference chairs would like to introduce the conference content. I'm doing so. We will outline research questions and innovations required to address challenges related to urban-rural partnerships. We have already heard diverse insights into topical societal challenges from the previous speakers. These challenges can only be tackled through mutually beneficial urban-rural relations. This includes striving for excellent research results, but also close collaboration between scientific partners and practitioners. Inter- and transdisciplinary research is a prerequisite to gain results appropriate for urban and regional planning and investment decisions. In the Helmholtz Center for Environmental Research, we live and work exactly according to this philosophy. In the current research program, a major research topic is dealing with urban transformations towards sustainability. The focus is directed on the interplay of resource efficiency, resilience, and quality of life. Specific research questions include those dealing with changing land use patterns and the role of nature-based solutions for healthy environments. We investigate resilience towards climate change events and extreme weather events, for example, like floods or heat stress. We draw attention on water provision and appropriate infrastructure facilities, and all questions need to be tackled by considering the urban-rural continuum. To ensure the livability of all communities, from the large city to the peripheral rural hinterland, we must consider the specific local context. We draw particular attention to expectations and perceptions of the local population. Therefore, participative decision-making, behavior change, conflicts, dilemmas, or paradoxes are with us in our scope. Furthermore, we analyze and interpret the fragility of the human habitat caused by COVID-19. This requires a completely new organization of strategies of our daily life. We question how diverse socio-demographic groups living in different settings can best cope. Our scientific aim is to generate knowledge and solutions for replication and upscaling. Being in the final phase of the urban transformation project, we, meaning the scientists from the Helmholtz Center, will present our research findings for discussion with a broad international audience. We are expecting a beneficial dialogue and new insights for our next research projects.
Thank you very much for the perspective from the Helmholtz Center. I have the pleasure to represent the funding measure Stadtland Plus and also like to share the connection of that research initiative funded by the German Ministry of Education and Research with the Urban-Rural Partnership Conference, because many of the topics of the funding measure are very much at heart also of our conference. Participants from Leipzig, from all across Germany, from the Baltic Sea to Lake Constance, are partnering in Stadtland Plus to create the plus, which means, as we have heard it today from the minister before, to achieve more together by collaboration of the parts that are intertwined and that are functionally connected, cities and the urban side, the Stadt and the Land. We bring together what belongs together in order to find integrated solutions in a systemic way. 22 projects in Stadtland Plus are working practice and science together for new solutions in a process to look at the different links between rural and urban. These are connecting the questions of where do we live, how do we work, how do we commute between the places? What about the cultural dimension? What about the education between the places? And how can we improve all that in a sustainable way? This focus on sustainability will be also a focus that will come back to us during the conference in different sessions. There are topics on our agenda like the governance of urban-rural linkages, important in the developed countries, in the industrialized countries, in the post-industrial countries of nowadays, in as much as in the striving and forthgoing countries of the global south. The question of land use management is a very topical one. The efficient resource use of land is a very topical one because land is limited, resources are limited, and we need to find integrated solutions on how to deal with them. The question of resilience at extreme events has been mentioned by Sigrun Kabisch, because this is at the heart maybe of her research work as well here at the Helmholtz Center, and a couple of her colleagues will present interesting sessions later today as well. Regional circular economies have been touched before and are another very important element on the agenda of projects in Stadtland Plus, which will also collaborate and contribute here in different sessions later this afternoon and also tomorrow. So watch out for this track too. And last but not least, it was named as one of the cross-cutting topics of the Leipzig Charter is the topic of digitalization. Also here we are able to include different sessions that take a focus on the smart cities, but also on the smart regions, the smart villages, and how to integrate those perspectives. With that, urban-rural interdependencies and the different looking at their different elements, we are trying to give stepstones that help us to proceed on the way to more sustainable development. And that would be one of our key ambitions in that conference, engaging with you as participants.
So, dear colleagues and dear conference attendees, we have more than 400 registered participants at our conference. And about 150 speakers will contribute with contributions and in panel discussions. We will have 6 sessions parallel. Of course, it will not be possible to be in all sessions at the same time. The advantage of this online meeting is that the sessions are being recorded, and you, as registered participants, have the chance to see these afterwards. They will be available for 3 months after the conference.